bauma 2013, and what a week it's been at the world's busiest trade show. We've seen so much in the terms of new products and of innovations, and we're going to invite you now to take a look at the week we've had. Welcome to Munich and the first day of bauma 2013, and we've got really big news for you today. We've got something just a little bit different for you. Wirtgen Group built an aerial walkway just to enable people to get a full picture of what's on offer.
There's 2 new engines coming this afternoon, so we better get over there, Alan.
Well, I'm joined on the platform now by the very dapper Mr. Simon Gould, the road construction expert. Boy, do my feet need a break. Oh. Prost. We're going to give you some views from the top. Believe me, it's worth watching. Join me after the break. The industry leaders have their feet very firmly on the ground as they look for where the next stage of growth will come from. And it seems they see opportunity in many different places.
We think there's a lot of opportunity, developing markets, even in Europe there's opportunity. So we're encouraged. Not always going to be even, it's a cyclical business, but Terex is headed in a good way.
We think that other markets are more favorable, like of course all America, including North, which is today better than it was 2 years ago, but also South America, of course. I think that Asia is still a market, growing market.
We have already a pretty strong presence in many countries in Africa, Middle East, and I think we have a product that is already well suitable.
Mongolia, a country that is rich in coal, rich in gold, but doesn't have roads. And so the answer is worldwide. We're specifically targeting all these emerging markets.
The China market ran up very, very hot in the start of 2011. And there was certainly a correction last year, but long term there's a growth trajectory that's still there.
So the demand for aggregate rises. This is good news for the manufacturers of crushers who see the requirements for bigger plants. All of the leading OEMs are here at bauma showing new models and new ideas. And earlier in the week, Sandvik launched its CH550 cone crusher. The 3 companies, leading Chinese manufacturer Lugong, engine maker Cummins and automotive systems specialist ZF, have created a partnership to pool their talents to produce wheeled loaders specifically targeted at the developing world. Lugong president Yang Guanon predicted that the company could deliver some 50,000 wheeled loader units fitted with the newly developed Tier 2 L9.3 engines and with ZF axles and transmissions, and that suited the ambitions of the Western partners.
We are a team consisting from German engineers, Shanghai ZF engineers and Liugong engineers, and we jointly develop a tailor-made axle for wheel loaders for the Chinese market.
In the wheel loader market, I think we've learned a lot about how that customer uses the engine, what they want out of the engine, and so together we figured out how to optimize our engine.
At 36 meters, I'm higher than anything else apart from the cranes here at the bauma showground, and that's going to be an interesting piece of kit that we're going to talk about. But first, the company, Amann, that makes this kit has announced a pretty big deal too.
Amann Group and Apollo Group of India are going into a joint venture. We are investing into a subsidiary of stock-listed Gujarat Apollo Industries and taking over a 70% share of this daughter company.
World-class highways and world-class road network will be required in India, and that can be achieved only through the applications of the high-tech equipments which are presently in use all over the world.
We expect that the Indian market is going to grow, not excessively, but steadily over the next, let's say, 2 decades to come.
Now the search for new markets goes on right across the industry. UK company Miller has tied up with Chinese manufacturer Lugong and sees opportunity for its quick coupler in the Chinese market and beyond.
We're also looking at working with Liugong to supply through them to the established markets, because as they build their networks in the established markets of the West, then they will require a lot of quick couplers, and we will be working with them to supply that demand.
Today is Innovation Day. Join us after the break to find out what's new. The Japanese manufacturer rolled out 2 intelligent machines at the show. The new D61 dozer and the prototype PC210 excavator have an automated control system from Topcon built in at the factory. On the dozer, it senses the machine's position and cuts to grade while detecting the load on the blade to automatically reduce the cut to prevent track slip.
The intelligent control system works through a series of Komatsu developed cylinder sensors and Komatsu developed monitor panel and software, and this accurately positions the bucket in relationship to the machine.
So Simon Gould, this Komatsu business is really pretty exciting technology, isn't it? This is what machine control is about.
It is, Alan, and it's exactly where the industry's going. I've got to say I'm really excited about some of the more integrated systems, how machine control and technology is really going to change the way the construction industry operates. Companies like Trimble have their Site Tech offering, Topcon have their Site Link offering, and it's all about communicating, the office communicating with the machines, machines communicating with machines, increasing productivity, increasing efficiency, increasing safety. It's just going to change the landscape completely. We had a chat to a number of the experts here, and we started with Ray O'Connor from Topcon.
Okay, let's see him.
Probably most exciting for us is the new SiteLink Enterprise software that connects every machine to the internet and allows you to communicate with the machines and with the office, send files from the office to the machine and manage all your productivity data. It's a major development. It's a major, people have talked about communications with the machines for many, many years, but this is really bringing the ability to communicate with the machine on the internet.
So I get it for the big guys, Simon, but what about the small contractors?
And they're a really important part of this sector. There are products available for them. Trimble have just launched a new one. We spoke to Ros Buick about it.
This year at bauma we're showing the GCS Flex system, which is targeting the small to medium contractor so they can get into technology affordably and with not too many price feature complexity, and the price point is under $10,000 US. It's a laser-based system, but they can upgrade all the way through GPS.
So technology is more than just machine control.
Absolutely, changing the way the construction industry operates. Great example of this is the heat scanner from MOBA, and we spoke to Bernard Marks about it.
We ended up, for example, with a new temperature scanner, which is a way of the people, so the people can move behind the machine, they can go forward, backward, wherever they like, without any interruption of the work, and even so, you have always the best measurements as well.
So exciting stuff, Simon, but what about the future?
Really dynamic part of the market, Alan. I reckon it's best we let the experts explain.
We feel the connected site is the future of construction. We basically understand now the environment in 3 dimensions, X, Y, and Z. We can tell machines how to best cut and fill and optimize the earthworks process. We can also start telling everybody on the construction site how to better manage that construction project, especially when you start to build in time and cost.
So in the next 10 years, you're going to see, as the big equipment manufacturers deeply integrate, all the machines will have machine control. They'll all have either indicate or automated machine control with telematics. The big movement then comes in the software and how you take the data from the job site, connected machines to the internet, and how you change the workflow of the contractors and how they use that knowledge in order to operate their job sites more productively.
The future will be a full integrated system in order to reduce cost and cut cost and be more efficient for the whole machine, not just for a part of it.
Cummins has brought 2 new Tier 4 final engines to the market. The first is the QSF 3.8 litre engine suited to space-constrained equipment, but the second was more surprising. Cummins has taken a major leap forward with engine design by ditching cooled exhaust gas recirculation for its newest heavy-duty 6-cylinder engine platform, the 12-litre QSM12. This design affords extra power potential while dramatically reducing heat rejection by as much as 40%.
The shape of the block allows it to be very low in weight, probably 30% lower than competition. So not a small difference, huge difference.
Now we've seen a bit of the heavyweight equipment so far, but out on the fairground there's a lot of interest in the light end of the market as well.
The machine has a performance of a 7-ton roller in its class, but it's much smaller and much more efficient and much more economic in operation. The machine is infrared controlled, so you do not have to touch the machine. You are away from dust, away from noise, away from vibration. This is the only remote controlled machine in the world which you can really steer along curves like a car.
And closer to home for bauma, the final talking point was the challenge that the manufacturers have in maintaining operator ease and comfort while introducing new technologies.
The Tier 4 engines are a challenge for a manufacturer. There's a lot of technology in those engines, but the biggest challenge for us is fitting the engine into our vehicles. From a space engineering standpoint, it takes a lot of work. Additionally, it has to be done very well so that when an operator is sitting on his machine, he or she still has visibility to the areas that you need to do the work and from a safety standpoint.
The G&Z S600 concrete slip-form paver's patented productivity features maximize available paving time and minimize everything else. Come see the paver the world is talking about in the G&Z booth.
As the world's largest trade show ever, it's hard to get a real feel for the entire scope of the event, so we took to the skies over the fairground. Now with almost 6 square kilometres of showground to cover and there's 3,500 exhibitors, it could take weeks to see all of them. Hey, and from up here we can see some action taking place at Volvo. Time to go down and take a look. Well, the hot news from Volvo today is the unveiling of its FMX on and off-road tipper. It features the Euro 6 engines for the first time, and with its air-suspended 8x4 Trident bogie, it can reduce turning diameter by up to 5 metres. But for show visitors, it's the display outside that was drawing the crowds. When the producer told me to get over to Sandvik, where I was bound to get a crush, I thought he was joking. Well. But despite all the attractions of the Latin American dancers, it was the new cone crusher, the CH550, that was the centre of attention.
If this machine wasn't just used for crushing, it could sure do something else for rock. Take it away, boys!
We're going to be looking today at concrete paving, and we're going to also be looking... Let's go and see what's going on at the show. Cut! So that's it for the week. We've covered plenty of miles and plenty of stories, and you can see all of those on our website here. We've enjoyed it. We hope you have as well. So until the next time, goodbye.